Live. All right. We are live with Kevin Anfinson, going to talk about his vegan supportive story. Like, he enjoys eating vegans. It's called a cow. And talk about that. And Ali is here, and Dr. Nelson is taking care of Nellie, and we're all taking care of life. So what a beautiful thing. Yeah. So Kevin, where are you at in this world?
Yeah. So first off, I just want to say thanks for having me. Super big fan, super excited to be here. Coming from up in Northern California, foothills of the Sierra Nevadas, kind of in between Sacramento and Lake Tahoe.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's a gorgeous place. I born and raised in LA. I went to medical school, Davis. I worked at Kaiser in Sacramento for a little bit, and my brother lives in Davis, and I love that area.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good. Well, what's our giveaway today, Alia? A Kiltz Health. Does Mooney send the hats out?
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Oh, maybe we could gift a Kiltz Health hat.
I love that one.
And
that's awesome.
Nice.
It's Kiltz Health.
There you
go. It's my love of the Dodgers hat.
I love it.
I love my white LA hat, but I got my blue one too. And
nice, very nice.
It's good. And so, all right. So hashtag KMT, and but you have to ask questions and give comments in order to be a winner. And so, those are really important. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening around the globe. We appreciate you. And Kevin's going to tell us his story of health, wellness, and healing. And go at it, Kevin, please.
Yeah. So, 45 years old. I guess. So I've been kind of suffering from migraines and headaches for probably over about 18 years or something. And, I just kind of always chalked it up to getting older. I was always kind of feeling sluggish. Low energy, brain fog, little depression, and I don't know, I just was kind of not doing as good as I thought I could have been, and one thing led to another, and started doing the carnivore diet, and kind of just popped right back up and was feeling really good, really high energy, no brain fog. Kind of your average regular day person, don't have any health background or not a doctor or anything like that, but just had really good results with the carnivore diet.
And tell us a little about when you had this realization. What was the aha moment? And who did you follow? What did you read? And those sort of things.
Let's say probably back in, I think it was probably about 2008. So I used to be a skydive photographer. And I was the guy that would put the cameras up on my head, jump out of the plane, film the people doing their tandem video.
Wow.
One year, or this one day, I was up in the plane. We were getting up to altitude, and yellow light comes on. Just finished interviewing the tandem, and my vision started going out, and I was kind of fuzzy and blurry in the center of my vision, and it kept getting worse and worse. Green light came on. Climb outside of the plane, hanging on the edge of the plane. Tandem scoots up to the door. They're doing the ready, set, go, and pretty much lost my vision. So I'm doing the skydive, filming them do their thing, and I had no clue what was going on. And by the time it was to pull the parachute, everything was kind of just barely could see around the perimeter of my vision. And made it to the ground, finished doing the skydive, and I was kind of worried. I didn't know what was going on. My mom, she had a TIA and a stroke when she was in her early 30s. And I thought that was it. Wow. So I thought I was having some kind of stroke, and ended up going and getting a brain scan or CAT scan. And they said everything was fine. So that was like exciting that everything was fine, but I didn't know what was going on. And I later figured out that was an ocular migraine. So that was probably my first migraine experience. And from then on out, kind of health was always in the back of my mind. And I think it was 2000, I forget what year, but anyway, I think it was like a Joe Rogan podcast with Sean Baker, maybe, or Gary Brecka. Anyway, somehow a carnivore diet popped up, found it really interesting, and I thought I'd give it a try. So I went all out and went full carnivore for a month, saw good results, gave it a little bit more, went 3 months, and I was like, it was just night and day. Just how good I felt. I didn't know that's probably how everyone's supposed to feel. But just throughout the time, I just kind of was going a little bit worse and worse with the headaches and migraines, and I just like it fixed me.
And how long ago was this?
So I started doing the carnivore diet about a little over 2 years ago.
And how has it taken over your life?
At first it was just super exciting. I just had so much more energy. I felt like I could spend more time with my kids. I wasn't going home with a headache and going to the bedroom and being locked down or, missing work for a day or two. It affected me so much, and it felt so good. So I just kind of wanted to, spread it to the world and get on top of the hill and yell it out to everybody and kind of pass it on. And, I've been telling some friends and family have seen the results I've been having. So just kind of spreading it out to everybody who's interested in it.
And so have you seen any local community members or family members sort of being attracted to this, or is it still sort of like, what are you doing?
Yeah. So, I started a page on Instagram just to kind of learn more about it. And actually it was your page. It was your website that I first found that kind of did it for me. It was kiltzhealth.com. And I think it was an article called 7 Carnivore Myths Debunked. And, that one, because everything about the whole carnivore diet kind of seemed crazy at first. I was like, there's got to be something else to it. And then your website just had all those myths that were debunked and had, all the studies and all the real numbers and stuff that was the real truth. So I wanted to say thank you for having that, because that was huge for me to get the confidence to kind of go forward with it, And
you had mentioned, the doctors sort of never really mentioned these ideas. Tell us a little about your thoughts on that and what we all do could sort of help inspire them.
Yeah, so that was another one is I think the not aha moment, but I was looking back at my inbox from my doctor's office, and I noticed that it was I think 10 or 15 years of me asking them about headaches and migraines, and it was always try this pill, try that pill. Have you tried this? Have you tried that? And before I knew it, I was on all these different pills, and I think those were making me feel not good, and I was getting I just wasn't feeling good from then. I was like, there's got to be something else besides the pills. So now I don't have any more headaches, don't have any more migraines, not taking any more pills. And I just didn't feel like the health or the doctor's office was kind of pointing me in the right direction.
What's been the hardest part about this carnivore lifestyle?
Nowadays, finding cheap beef. No, it's I think, just food prep. I'd say that'd be the hardest thing. So I work on West Sacramento, and I'm not in an office, so I'm out in the truck pretty much all day. So I'd say like food prepping, making sure I just have meals ready to go. Otherwise, when you're out driving around, there's not too many options. I mean, you can get creative, but I'd say that's probably one of the biggest.
What type of work do you do?
So I work for a Department of Water Resources for the state of California. So driving up and down the levees and just kind of looking after the levee system.
And so what's your best meal that you take on the road, or snack, or how do you prepare that?
I like, just grabbing steaks. Every once in a while can find a barbecue to throw it on, but a lot of prepping with ground beef and just different kind of all on Sunday afternoon, I'll get like 5 pounds of ground beef and sausage and, just get like a big old meat. What I think my wife calls it like kibble, man kibble or something like that. But I'll just get a big old Tupperware thing full of meat and bring it out there. Sometimes eat it, sometimes warm it up and eat it. I think that's probably one of the biggest, one of the hardest things. And also wanted to say thank you to my beautiful wife, Stephanie, because, doing meals at night and during the day and involving with the kids, the kids have their own kind of small amount of food that they like to eat. So it can get a little challenging in the evenings and just just food prepping and finding food. I'd say that's probably one of the more difficult ones.
Well, if you're in Florida, and you know my friend Rick, and I don't know if you could see my, I don't know if it there we go.
Oh yeah.
Iguana.
I love it.
And Rick has the only recipe book in the world, but he won't share it with us.
Oh my gosh.
It's I don't think the water in California has quite gotten the iguanas there.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
So I just wonder what a pound of vegetables costs versus a pound of beef.
So I'd say right now, like ground beef is probably $8 to $10 a pound. It just depends on where you go. I was at the kind of one of those fancy grocery stores, and I think it was saying a ribeye on sale was like $22 or $26 a pound. But if you go to a regular grocery store, I try to find the deals. So I got an app on my phone that just helps me. You punch in the grocery stores and you let it know what kind of food you're looking for, and it will let you know when stuff's on sale. So I'll just kind of jump around and find different deals for meat, buy in bulk, cut steaks open or cut steaks up from like a roast, save money there.
Yeah. But I get maybe or some others can help us here. That we talk about, well, meat's so expensive, but ultimately the meat you eat is probably more nutrient available than plants. There are less or no toxins in the meat. Yep. And so when we really weigh out the value, because we're so used to filling our shopping cart with cereals and frozen meals, dinners, and fruits and vegetables and seeds and nuts. I don't know. We keep on. Well, meat is expensive. Yeah. Well, is that really true in comparison to something else? And I don't know that answer.
Yeah. Once you throw health into the equation too, the long term of health and going to the doctor's office and paying down the line with your physical and mental and all that kind of stuff. I think you're definitely onto something. It's not as expensive as everyone thinks.
Right. And you brought up about, health, right? So if you had chronic migraines, or if you had chronic bowel problems, or you're suffering from obesity, which I don't think is disease, but we're suffering from things that they have drugs for.
Yep.
And doctors and dissections, that's the part that we're not equating to true cost of our lives. Because do you have health insurance through the state? Probably, or you're right. But ultimately, we forget that you work for it, and that's part of our income. But it all costs something, right?
Yeah.
And is our health system getting more affordable, or absolutely much more expensive?
Yeah. Yep.
Right.
Diet's such an important part of life, and it affects you in so many different ways. If you don't have your health, what do you got? And I just think it's crazy how just nowadays what's out there and what's available and all the different convenience foods for people. I think it's some statistic like, over 50% of what people are eating, the calories are from ultra processed foods. So what's out there and what's available, the quality of that is definitely, I wouldn't say it's too healthy.
Well, it's interesting because basically we cook food, we chew food, and then it's digested in our gut, which essentially is processed, right? All we're just pre-processing the stuff, but it's full of, is it mostly ribeye steak processed, or is it mostly plant processed?
Yeah, how processed?
It's food, plants, right? It's you're not getting a ribeye stick, right? It's sort of like this idea where we're going to process ribeye for you. The only processing of ribeye is basically the cow who ate the grass, and the microbes that fermented, so it made them available for the cow. And what's your favorite carnivore meal?
I really love tri-tips and ribeyes. Do you guys Is tri-tip like a California thing? I keep seeing that where
I think so.
Well,
Yeah.
my brother Tom lives in Davis, and tri-tip is absolutely. And brother Ray, I think, is listening to this right now. Tom, I don't think Tom gets up this early. For brother Ray's up at 3 a.m. You know, like me. He gets up 3 a.m. I get at 3 a.m. on the East Coast. He's on the West Coast, and the tri-tip. I know so many people that get it. Have you bought a half a cow, quarter cow, whole cow, and freezered it yet?
No, so I did get a big freezer, threw in the garage, and that was kind of like the main process of this. Well, I just wanted to get a big, cow that wasn't from the grocery store. I think they're $3,000 or $4,000, or it gets pretty expensive. I was talking to a coworker a couple of days ago, and he was saying he's got a local rancher guy that he knows, and I think he was saying he can get it processed, bagged, everything all said and done. I think it was like $4.50 a pound, and that's for the ground beef, the steaks, everything. Wow. So I'm gonna try to hop on that train right there. But yeah, that's kind of, that would be the way to do it, is just get a whole cow, get a half a cow, split it with some friends, really make it cheaper, and then have that availability of just big old supply of meat. And that's kind of what I do, but just minus the buying the half of the cow. I'll get some rib roasts and cut them up into steaks, throw them in the freezer, and just have different stuff available.
We bought 150 pounds of Costco rib roast and strip steak, and Alia did tons of cutting of all that for our meetup down here. We got to have another meetup again, and we will. And I'm still eating it. It's in the dry ager, is like so amazing. It's like 2 months or something still. It's great.
Oh, love it.
And that is the beauty of this craziness.
And what's yours? What's your go-to?
It's always going to be ribeye, and rare to raw.
Nice.
I would just a little slice it up raw and eat it. I think raw fatty meat, organ meats, brain, bone marrow, and visceral fat is the best thing for all of us to eat. That's really the most important thing.
When I do my ground beef, I try to get some beef heart and slice that up and throw it in there too.
Yeah, and I think that adding organ meats and the bone marrow and things like that. My daughter Pilar is sort of was carnivore for a little bit, but she's mostly ketovore, and feeding Julio steak. I keep on just feed him steak. I mean, do you know anyone that's allergic to ribeye steak?
No, but I keep seeing are you seeing that stuff about the Lone Star tick hitting the East Coast, or is that something where people are getting an allergy to meat? Have you
you know anything about messaging, right? And our brain hears all these messages, and then it freaks out, right? And I think it's just not a message, but I've not seen anyone that had an anaphylactic reaction to a ribeye steak yet.
Nope.
And although someone's going to say, well, I know someone. Okay.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I think allergies are to plants and microbes. That's all it is. The microbes and the plants basically control everything, and we're just their pawns, and they're the predators.
Yeah.
And so your wife, she makes sure you have what you need. Is she gone to the carnivore side yet? The dark side?
No, she's not hasn't gone to the carnivore side yet, but I think she's seen my results and believes that it works and supports me all the way. But yeah, she's on a normal healthy diet.
But you say normal healthy diet. Okay, the word healthy, I guess the question is, what is that? What is a normal healthy diet?
Trying to avoid all the boxed items, the big old laundry list ingredient items, trying to stick to, we still eat meat every night. So just kind of fruits, veggies, meat, just not like processed foods and pastas and all that kind of stuff.
Do you think meat is really the central component that we've been missing here for so long?
I'd say so. To me, it seems pretty important. Oh, Aaliyah, how's your diet?
eggs, pork ribs, and steak,
Nice.
and ground beef.
Yep. What do we got there? Meat 3 times a day. I love it.
And then, I mean, these are my 2 books that I really focus. I think they're amazing.
Okay.
And I think Schlenk, I think because the part we're probably missing more than anything is nobody's eating, I mean, meat, fatty meat. We're all eating lean meat. Ultimately, the lean meat is the unhealthy thing. And that's why protein poisoning is real. And I think a lot of carnivores are suffering from overcooked lean meat. Chicken, fish, turkey. Again, the fish is fillet. They're not eating the skin, the organs, and Rick is 3 times a day. He eats iguanas. I just want to know where, does he buy a freezer full of iguanas?
You just go out there and lasso them, right?
Right. Well, last week they were falling to the ground because of the temperature in Florida is almost the temperature of Syracuse.
Jeez. Yeah, speaking of books, you brought out a couple books. I read your book, Daily Inspirations, not too long ago, and I wanted to say excellent job on that. Loved it. I saw that you had a book. I read it, and I expected it to be just all on health, but there's so many things about it that I just absolutely loved. It talked about the importance of discipline, energy levels, stress management. It was just excellent book. So.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, are we humans different, or are we really all the same? And our biology and physiology is the same, and we're just missing the simplicity of it all. And you're right. So, do you have any spiritual practices or other things that you do that have given you more strength in life?
I just try to sit there with myself and kind of go over thoughts and really just think on a deeper level every once in a while. I started going to the gym a little less than a year ago, and I try to get into the sauna after every workout. And for me, it's just, when it's not too packed in the sauna, and I can actually sit there in peace. I find that to be really helpful to just kind of sit there, go over thoughts, kind of like a meditative practice, and just. I think it's so great to just be able to kind of go over things and relax and kind of get on a deeper level than just the daily hectic schedule. So for me, that's been a huge help.
Do you have any spiritual practices, faith-based or anything like that?
Just Christian, follow God. That's been a big help. Been getting more deep into that. There's actually one of my favorite quotes. I think it's from a Christian pastor, and I think it was something like, life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. So I think about that a lot, and just, keep a good attitude, stay positive, stay happy. And I don't know, that's kind of part of it.
Well, how can we find the joy in even seeing the joy in the junk?
Mm-hmm.
And the challenges and the hardships. And, I was asked God, why today? What's this about? What are you doing? He says, just, I love you, be patient. It's okay. You will grow and be stronger from all these things. And, it's a day-to-day journey. Yeah. And this is why I actually wrote Daily Inspirations and a few others that are really because probably about 25 years ago, I really started getting into meditation, prayer, visualization, and I just read, who is this thing called God, and what is it all about? And so I think that ultimately we're very spiritual beings. This is what we're meant to be. They're very spiritual, right? And bringing love and kindness and generosity to our lives, and even into the pain and suffering of others. That's, I think, what this is really all about. And how do we help each other? How do we help each other be better? Right.
Yep. Through podcasts like this.
Yeah. And I call it carnivore lifestyle. You don't have to eat like a carnivore, but we're lions. And I always, believe that I see lions are within all of us. Yeah. And let's be the beautiful lion.
Yeah. And I've never liked the whole saying carnivore diet. For some reason, the word diet, it just seems like overweight people trying to get skinny. Yeah, like you said right there, it's more of a lifestyle. It's more of like a way of life, a practice, kind of seeing the big picture. And
Yeah, it's a beautiful picture,
yeah,
and there's easy, hard, good, bad, right, wrong, dark, light,
yeah,
and that's part of our nature. And I would say that faith mindset is first set. And if
yes,
you start your day with that, and whether you eat only plants or only animals or something in between, again, that's just labels. Ultimately, the carnivore lifestyle. I like the Lion of Judah, because ultimately Christ is the lion. But whether you're Buddhist, Muslim, Jewish, atheist, agnostic, doesn't matter. It's the power of the mindset.
yeah,
And then I found carnivore. And I was like, whoa,
yeah.
Christ and carnivore to me like fit like this. It's so
Double
magical. It's
Yeah.
so magical,
Yes,
right? Yeah.
love it, love it.
And that's what we're all here to do, is find magic
Yeah,
in life, and bring stories, and there's so much that all of us have to offer on this story. I don't care what you label yourself as, or what you think other people label you as. You're a perfect child of God. We're all
Yeah.
here on this journey.
Is that a question down
Yeah,
below?
we have a
Yeah,
ton of questions.
Yeah, let's go with some cues here.
Okay, so for Kevin, you said you had depression. Did you take a prescription for this? If so, did you come off the drugs once you changed your diet?
Yeah, so yeah, I would say I think I look back and I think it was more of like maybe a seasonal depression. I didn't have anything that I was depressed about. Life's always been good. I always had great outlook on life, but it just kind of felt like kind of missing something. So yeah, I'd say I had a little bit of depression at times, and they were giving me prescriptions. There was that overlap between the migraines and the headaches and the prescriptions for depression. So a lot of those overlapped, and they said, take this. This should help with depression, and this should help with your migraines. So they tried multiple different prescriptions. And I don't remember what they all were, but they were trying that left and right and throwing different things at me. And at first, I was willing to try anything because I thought that's just the normal way to go about doing it. So yes, they were giving me different prescriptions over time, and then it turned into multiple prescriptions, and then those had side effects, and they're trying to give me other prescriptions to help with those side effects. And after a while, I was just kind of like, I'm done, and I stopped them. And once I stopped them, also being on the carnivore diet, zero depression, didn't have any, it just kind of all went away. It was, kind of like magical.
So we're allergic to plants and protein, lean meat, allergic to plants and lean meat, which basically every disease is simply just an allergic reaction to the pathogens that plants and microbes prepare for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And we're depressed. Oh.
Yeah. So also my son, here's another kind of story I wanted to bring up that kind of ties into all this. Was my son, he's 13 now, but back in, I think it was like 2019, he started having skin issues, and he just started getting, things on his elbows and his knees, and then it would get worse. And I think it was like 2 or 3 years down the line, they finally diagnosed him with psoriasis. And, his skin was just completely covered. His face was covered. His whole body was covered. And it just killed me. He'd go to school and come home, and I could tell it was probably affecting him at school. And I just wanted to do anything I could to figure out what was going on and, be that protective dad. So I started just doing as much research as I could. Everything from just reading studies, NCBI, PubMed, JAMA. I was, reading books on nutritional epigenetics, the podcasts, and the doctors, they just wanted to keep giving him. They wanted to give him shots. They wanted to give him creams. They wanted to give him biologic injections, light therapy. Excuse me. So they wanted to give him all that stuff, and they kept saying that diet had nothing to do with it. Crazy. And I started reading and find out. I think Gary Brecka had some podcast or something I listened to. But anyway, so I started kind of like an elimination diet right around the same time that I started the carnivore diet. It was a couple months before. And I eliminated, first it was like sugar, processed foods, nightshades, gluten. Tried to do the all meat diet for a while. But anyway, after 3 months, his skin completely cleared up like magic. And the doctors, I showed him the photos and I was like, here's the before, here's the after. Like it's got to have something to do with diet. And they just brushed it off. They wouldn't even acknowledge the fact that that's what it was. But once again, just seemed like all they wanted to do is push prescriptions and pills, and diet had nothing to do with it. And we solved it. And now that was 2-3 years ago, and his skin's been completely clear. And yeah, just amazing results right there too.
Love it.
What a surprise. Wow,
Yeah.
it's a miracle, right?
Yeah.
I call it poison ivy disease. Have you ever heard of poison ivy disease?
Oh, so no. I mean, I remember poison oak as a kid and hating that, but I haven't heard the poison.
Well, what happened when you had poison? You came in contact with poison oak.
Oh yeah, I'd get it all over and it would spread, and it was the worst thing ever.
Right. And ultimately, what if all of our diseases were due to the plant antigens, chemicals, and fermentation with the microbes in the gut that damage every cell and every organ system of our body, but we're just dumb and directed to think in a dumpster that oh my God, we may be genetically predisposed, but is who makes heroin, cocaine, marijuana, nicotine, and caffeine? A cow or kale?
Yeah.
Right. And I was hanging out at the Corona cigar bar with my friend Jeremy yesterday. We'll get Mitch out there sometime, and we're just sitting and enjoying life. And there's a basketball game on, and every commercial was for a diabetic med, a biologic, a weight loss drug. And so in essence, we're all domesticated by the diatribe of the dialogue of the drugsters that want to make us dependent and domesticated, if you think about it, right? We're just drugged and domesticated. That's all we are. And ultimately the food, it's pizza, it's quick foods, burgers. I mean, I like hamburger, but it's all the other stuff, and I'll even eat some fries sometimes. Yeah. But when we become our daily drudgery, cereal, salad, fruits and vegetables, anything made from those things, we're basically suffering from an allergic reaction. So we're sold the foods, the diet, which causes the diseases that leads to the infinite drugs that others are making infinite amounts of money on.
Yep. A lot of profit-driven thinking.
Yep. It's all profit-driven.
Let's get a few more of these questions. This for Kevin. Do you still get the headaches?
So very, very few headaches. I'll still get them from time to time, and I've narrowed down. If I'm really dehydrated and I don't keep up on my electrolytes, I'll get some headaches. I still have some fail meals. I don't call them cheat meals because I think, cheating is something you do to help yourself in a way. So I kind of call them a failed meal. But every once in a while, I used to love burritos and tacos and Mexican food and stuff like that. So every once in a while, I'll fail on my diet and start eating some of that kind of food. And it's funny how I'll see a result from that. So I'll eat a burrito and then 24 hours later, I'll have a migraine. Wow. Or, so I've been kind of noticing some direct correlations with food and headaches and migraines. But if I'm eating the way I want to, I don't get headaches anymore. Every once in a while, maybe if I'm really stressed out, I'll get a headache or a migraine. But just every once in a blue moon, I'll get the headaches, but I can kind of relate them to something from eating most of the time.
Do you think, we breathe, drink, and eat, and everything we breathe, drink, and eat potentially has some antigenic, some either chemical or plant antigen or microbial antigen or the effects of that. Essentially, it's an exposure to the world, and we age, we get diseases, we get some inflammation from time to time, but you would say that this carnivore way of living has significantly improved your overall day-to-day health.
Oh, I'd say 100%. And like you're saying, there's just, chemicals everywhere. So once you start paying attention, what's in all these different chemicals, whether it's, fabric softeners, skin care, hair care, what you brush your teeth with, what kind of water you're drinking. It just seems like there's so many different things out there that you can get exposure to. So
Yeah,
you kind of drive yourself crazy trying to prevent all of that stuff, but just pick and choose on what's important and what you can do without affecting your life too much. And
our life is always going to be affected. I mean, by something, because we're all born, we live and we die. Yeah. And we've already done the first part, the birth part, and the death part we have no idea when or how it's going to happen. What can we do to kind of bring our life in a way that is more magical and things like that?
Yeah, I think just being aware of what's going on. What did I see? They stopped doing the chemical spraying in the skies out in Florida. Was that is that something? I don't know. But
They still burn. I think they still burn the cane crops.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Which basically, it puts all that stuff in the air, right?
Yeah. Let's see. There's another one.
Do you take any supplements?
So since I started going to the gym, I just creatine. I don't really take too many vitamins or anything. I just try to keep up on my electrolytes. Electrolytes, creatine. That's pretty much it. Yeah, not too many supplements. Okay. And fasting. Yeah, I just actually got done with a 72-hour fast about a week or two ago. So that was another great thing that I learned about, was fasting and, autophagy and mitophagy and how you can have great benefits from that. So I pretty much try not to eat breakfast most of the days. So it's kind of like the intermittent fasting. Maybe once or twice a year, I'll do the 72-hour fast and just water and electrolytes. And I feel like feel good, just one of those things I'd like to introduce more into my life and do a little bit more often from time to time. Seems like I keep seeing good studies about it. So how about you? Is that something that you like to do every once in a while?
Well, I typically do my one meal at night. I'll do a 2 to 3 day fast every month, no food, no calories consumed, and then a 5 to 7 January, April, July, and October. Okay. So 4 times a year I'll do the 5 to 7. Dr. Nelson and I did 15. He did 22 last year. We'll see if I push that out. But I think our body, we're built to get fat fast and skinny slow.
Yep.
And fat is the only fuel and building block of the body. Adipose tissue, not the rendered fat. The actual raw animal fat is our fat and our building blocks and our only energy source, right?
Yeah.
And so, I got a few extra pounds, but when we use the word extra, technically, if you have no fat, you're fertilizer, and adipose tissue, obesity, and visceral fat causes no disease. We fat, you're diseased. You're not. Don't eat for a week and see how quick you feel amazing. And I think we're built for that. But think about it. 99% of us are eating at least 2 meals a day, if not 3 meals, from the day you're born to the day you die. And it's mostly fibrous, very, very plant-centric, low animal, and mostly low animal fat. Most carnivores eat low-fat diet, and they overcook their meat. But I think that ultimately fasting is spiritual, mental, and gives you clarity and the power. And I do a little coffee now. I've been off coffee for 2.5 years. I got back on it late last year. I don't breathe the air, drink the water, eat the food, and I fly airplanes, drive cars, and walk across streets, and sometimes live with another human being.
Yeah, I'd say coffee's my guilty pleasure too. I love my coffee, and
It's not guilty pleasure. Okay, no.
yeah.
Okay, look at again. Think about all the pesticides and the smog and the other stuff in our lives and all the microbes everywhere. It's sort of like I enjoy. I don't cheat. I don't have guilt. I simply enjoy what I choose to put in this body. I had some French fries with my friend yesterday, Jeremy, and I smoked a old guy carnivore Mitch cigar yesterday.
Nice.
And we had a great, but it's social and cultural connections.
Yeah.
That's what this community, Kiltz Mighty Tribe, Kiltz Health, all the things that we're doing are part of bringing us all together in more positive ways. That's what this is.
Yep.
That's all it is, right?
Great way to look at it. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's great.
We'll do another question, but Kevin, you should join the Kiltz Mighty Tribe. It's free. We do calls.
All right.
Oh, wait. We can't have anyone on unless they're a member. I'm sorry, Kevin.
Gotta sign up.
Come on.
Sign up.
Come on. Like
Don't
I
go
would
for
say, you've already been. Alia needs to we make it a simple thing. Once you enter, you're already a member. It's
right.
so simple. You
Sign up.
enter like you enter our world. Oh, you've been signed up for Kiltz Mighty Tribe. All you need to do is click yes.
All right.
We got to make it. Look, everything is an easy button, right?
I love it.
That's what this is all about.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Everybody's looking for that easy button nowadays.
Although you go first, Alia.
Here's a question, Kevin. What is the name of the app that you use to get the grocery deals?
I'm looking that up right now. Give me 1 second. I think it was called Flip. So FLIPP, Flip.
All right.
So what I do, I found that app somehow, and basically I just put in the grocery stores around me, Safeway, Nugget, Rayleigh's, all that kind of stuff. You put in whatever stores are in your area, and then you can kind of cater it to what kind of deals you're looking for. So obviously I look for, just strictly fruit and veggies, click on the meats, obviously, and look at the app, and it brings up all of their specials, their deals, and it's great. It just lets me know what's on sale and where, so I can just hop around to different stores from time to time before I do my grocery shopping, and get some good deals. So it's awesome. It's good.
Awesome.
There you go. Flip rocks.
Is easy. Amazing carnivore kid. Is easy really the best in life, or is hard?
No. So that's another thing I've been trying to do is, do hard things and keep the long-term in mind. It's everything. I think sedentary is the new smoking nowadays, just everyone's sitting around, everything trying to be easier. Starting the gym makes you feel weak before you get strong. Going to school at first makes you feel dumb before you get smart. Life makes you struggle before you succeed. So just do hard things. Get out there and
damn the struggles.
Life is too easy. You become too soft. You don't want to be soft. Do hard things.
And we're all built for hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I admire, I admire everyone here, and our friends like Rick and Mitch and Papa and all of our brothers and sisters in this community, but in all communities, I think where it's like, let's embrace, and that's why it was really great to bring on a raw vegan. I mean, we're brothers and sisters, and we talked a lot of, if there's things like I always say, eat less frequently, cook the plants well, add some fat, and think gracious and good about everyone and everything.
Yeah.
Think gracious and good about everyone and everything.
Yeah.
That's what we're here to do.
Yeah. Beautifully said.
Yeah. And our biblical, whether it's Taoists, Buddhists, Hinduists, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, or any part of those philosophies that we humans have brought to this world. Important to dig deep into them.
Very important.
I don't know who this question is for. Do you still jump out of airplanes?
No, so like I was saying, that
yeah.
used to be my full-time job, and I did it for about 6 years. I think I logged about 2,500 jumps, and
Wow.
it was so much fun. I loved it. There's a time and place for everything, and I wouldn't change that for the world. But I ended up getting a full-time job with the state. I got a big boy job. Wasn't seasonal, depending on what the weather was doing, and it's been about, yeah, I think about 12 or 13 years. I keep meaning to get out there and do it. But once I started working for the state, it was a full-time job. My older son was a newborn at that time. So really it was like I was working during the week. The weekends, I wanted to spend time with family instead of go out and have fun. And I didn't need to do that for work anymore. So it's been about 13 years. I need to get back out there and do it. It was something I just absolutely loved. So I'd love to get out there and do some more jumps, but it's just, time and money and priorities. I got different priorities now. That was a different chapter of my life. Loved it, but I don't do it anymore, but I'd love to get back out there.
I've not jumped out of my plane yet.
You should try. Just get someone to grab the stick, just take a time out, go jump.
Yeah.
But I will say that's if you want to talk about something spiritual, and that was just so amazing how peaceful it is and how much like meditative, almost like you were saying. But it's just really, it was great. I loved it. Wouldn't change that for the world. Get out there and try it if you haven't done it.
No.
No.
Maybe.
Tell us a little bit about the guitars. I see that Facebook just came out. So, yeah, tell us a little about that.
Well, there's a time. So back, I used to go to school down in Southern California, and I was doing a community college. I wanted to be a music major. I did a couple years and went to San Diego State University, and I was trying the whole music major thing when I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do and who I wanted to be, and was doing classical guitar, and I just loved everything about music. But while I was in college for music, I kind of decided it wasn't something I wanted to do for the rest of my life. I wasn't one of those like top % performers, and I just didn't really see myself teaching. So I gave up on the music, and I ended up getting a degree in photography and taking that on, starting a business, doing wedding photography and jumping out of planes with cameras on my heads. So now they're just kind of wall art. But every once in a while, I like to go over there and grab one and play something. It's still fun. It's something when I do have time, I like to sit down and play. But yeah, I don't play too much. I would not call myself a musician.
I'm jumping out as a cannonball from my airplane. But only if we have Mike at the pilot's side, and not jumping out in my plane alone. But I love flying and being able to sort of do things and jumping out of a plane is one of those. I mean, really, how many people in this world have jumped out of a plane? It's an infinitely small number, like those that are pilots.
Yeah. I don't think tons of people do it. Everyone that does it has a great time. And the people that are more scared jumping out of the planes, they're the ones that end up having the best time. There's a lot of people that come out for, they're getting over their fear of heights or whatever. But it was great. What kind of plane do you fly?
I fly a Cirrus SR-22 Turbo and a Citation Mustang jet.
Oh, wow.
I learned to fly at 55, and I got my pilot's license, my instrument-rated pilot, and then I flew solo in the SR-22 for a while, and then I bought a jet at 62 and learned to fly jets. I'm single pilot rated, although now I bring Mike, who's half my age and twice as good. and co-pilot. It's kind of like jumping out of an airplane. Ultimately, you can never really do it yourself, right? It always takes a team.
Yep, it does.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll have to do a little meetup, and you can fly me around. I'll jump out. We'll land. We'll barbecue up some iguana.
I love it. Well, I fly from Irvine to Sacramento because my brothers. What's your nearest airport?
So there's actually my mother-in-law, my wife's family, they live in an air park. So it's like it's a little community in Cameron Park. I don't know if you're familiar with that. Yeah. So I'm just right down the street from that air park. So you could land literally at her house.
Do they live do they fly?
So he used to. My wife's dad used to fly back in the day. He's a little older now, sold his plane off, so he doesn't have a plane at the moment, doesn't fly anymore. But that's something I've always wanted to do too. My dad used to fly. My brother was getting his pilot's license. Something I'd love to do, but once again, time and money, and just another thing that I need to add to the list.
I find there's something about, like, I flew alone for a long time, and now I love to fly with someone else. I'm the pilot. Great to have a co-pilot, and then I have boats that I used to be on all the time. I'm almost never on the boats. Yeah. And now I'm on live as much as I can, and maybe one day I'll be like, where to go?
Yeah.
And we're here for the moment. And I just think maybe in my 70th I've got to do some skydiving.
I think you should try it. I know you'll have a great time. You'll love it.
Dr. Kiltz, next time you're in California, I'll get it on the schedule. Go up to Sacramento and jump out with him.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, this is the beauty of life, and we're all the same. We're looking for that sort of the epinephrine, the dopamine burst.
Yeah. Right? Sharing those moments with people and having a great time. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. Love it. Any other comments?
Yeah,
what else we got out there?
More questions. I answered this, but just so anyone knows, it says randomizer asks, where do we get tickets for the Long Island event on April 11th? KiltzMeetups.com, and I will put that link again in the chat for all of our events. We got several events coming up.
Is it also on drkiltz.com and Kiltz Mighty Tribe?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah. All those. Kevin, do you have any questions for me or from any of us?
Yeah, I think I wrote some down actually. Let's see. So what are some important tips or advice that you have that has helped you along the way to live such a happy, healthy, and positive life?
Pain and suffering.
There it is. Yep.
And then the priests of life, all those brothers and sisters that wrote the stories that helped us in the biblical stories of the struggles and the searching is really just part of the journey and the process. And I think the community is like the most important thing to me. We're a community, and we're all suffering from something, whether it's bursitis that is here, or migraines, or depression, or anxiety, or worry. It's all natural for us, right? And so our job is, I read voraciously. I listen to podcasts. I listen to books. Now I have AI. I talk to AI, and AI talks back to me. It helps me formulate ideas and stories.
Yeah.
Be better.
Yep.
Live better.
Yep.
And so, this is why I write daily intentions, inspirations, and do this blogging with all of us. But we have to go. We all must go through our own pain and suffering. You can't live it through other people, and neither joy and happiness. Yep. You got to go through the struggles.
Yeah.
Got any other books in the works?
I'm working on finishing Christ Carnivore, The Boy Who Ate the Sun, and we have a carnivore cookbook, like as if anyone needs a cookbook for carnivore. It's kind of like awesome. We're working on that coming out. We worked with some other people, and I don't know. It's sort of maybe there's another chapter opening up for Kiltz.
I would say a cookbook would be awesome. A lot of the friends that I've kind of brought into this and they've tried, I feel like that's one of the hard things for people when they first hop on the diet is, am I just making meat? Am I just cooking a steak and, trying to do different things to, spice it up as far as different textures or different, just different options for eating. So I think that would be great.
Yeah. I mean, I think we just had Courtney Luna over recently and did some stuff, and with Jenny Mittich did some stuff with her new book. I've done stuff with Marie Emmerich in the past, and we're all sharing the message. That's what we're all here to do. And is there one way to do it? Nah. And again, even as an omnivore, it's harder as an herbivore purely, but as an omnivore, it's quite amazing. But yeah, I love Julia Child and the Galloping Gourmet and we love watching people cook, don't we?
Oh yeah, it seems like a lot of shows. Yep.
Yeah.
And Dan, congratulations! You just won Dr. Kiltz's hat off his head. Please email me, alia@drkiltz.com, and we will get you a new Kiltz Health hat.
What else? I think it's important for us to tell our stories of suffering.
Yeah.
And whether it's depression, anxiety, migraines, or whatever it is, how do we tell our stories of suffering?
Yeah. If you don't have the suffering, you can't enjoy the non-suffering.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a simplicity to this whole story. And, it's whether it's loss of family members, friends, or loss of a loved one, whether it's, through separation, divorce, death, or whatever it is. And, we are emotional beings. Damn emotions.
Yeah.
Dr. Kiltz, before we end, I know we got a couple minutes. I just want to bring up again, we have our lovely Kiltz Health coaches. They are ready to receive your calls and help you. And they're awesome. Juliet, Leon, Rebecca, we got a bunch. And if I missed your name, Karen, she's in the chat. We got some great guys.
And I think one of these things about Kiltz Health coaches is it's not just about carnivore. It's mind, it's body, it's spirit, it's nutrition. Again, it may not be, oh, you better be carnivore. It's like, hey, I want to talk to someone. And I think that's part of why, and where I'm ongoing coaching courses, but ongoing, hey, well, let's all learn more. And the more infinite coaches we create, we're really, who's responsible for your health, Kevin?
Me.
Me.
Question.
Me. That's really it, right?
Yeah.
And really, is there anything really wrong with us, or is it actually all right?
I think it's all right. It's gonna be all right.
It's gonna be all right.
Yes,
and
sir.
Making songs. So Bruce Springsteen's my mother's cousin's son, and I do hack the guitar. My daughter said, "Dad, you can't sing." And then one day, after I practiced and got lessons, she said, "Well, you're pretty good." I haven't hacked my guitar much lately, but we're always, we're moving our notes onto different pages and always moving and turning the pages in different chapters in life.
Yeah. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Every day.
Any final comments before I rapidly hit the end of the live stream?
we got another 60 seconds.
No, I just want to say.
And let's see. I should be on Sunday at 10. We're working to have my Kiltz Sunday Conversations, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, USA. And I'm going to be doing something with Richard Smith on glycocalyxolly. So we got to get that out there. And if anyone here has anyone we should get on here, or anyone that wants to be on, we want you to tell your story. And even if you're afraid, you're embarrassed, or you're like, oh, I don't have anything to, I think the more stories we tell, that N of one becomes the N of infinite. And the Bibles are certainly a little more powerful than Scientific America.
For sure. Kevin wanted to say something.
Kevin, are you blogging out there? People?
No, I've got a Instagram, Carnivore Next Door.
Okay.
You guys find me there. But I just want to say thank you so much for having me on. You're great. You're amazing.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, guys.